'cause every time
Sorry if the light's a bit weird. I just got out of the shower and I need to get ready to head into a restaurant that I film content for. We are shooting content today, mostly kitchen stuff. Sorry, it always looks so weird whenever you're doing makeup because like the colors, I don't know, it just hasn't come together yet. I'm currently using 2 concealers because my favorite concealer got discontinued, and then the concealer they replaced it with is a little too thin, but then I had this other concealer that was a little too thick. So anyways, now I'm just combining the 2 to use up, and then after that I'll probably try to find a brand new concealer that does it all. But yeah, so today I am going to bring you guys along on a little day in my life, I suppose. After I had my morning coffee, I had to get some stuff done for the book club. Tickets are going on sale for the book club for our next meeting, so I had to finish setting up the event and make it go live, send off emails, all that kind of stuff. So I got that all done, and then just like I said, hopped in the shower, got dressed, and now I am getting ready for the day. The plan for today is to shoot a lot of content with the chefs. So I'll be going into the kitchen while they are prepping, before service starts. And we normally film a couple of like their current dishes from start to finish. So I'll go in, get the chefs actually cooking, whatever the featured dish is, and then get them to plate it up, and then I get them to describe the dish. And then I edit that into one cohesive reel. I'm also doing a series, like a Q&A series with the staff. So not just the chefs, but the front of house staff as well. And just asking them, like there's one that I want to do that's this or that. So asking them their preference, between espresso martini or Irish coffee, share plates or your own main course, etc., etc. And then, so I'm going to ask all of the staff every question or every category of this or that. And then I'll edit it together so that each question has multiple answers from different people. You know what I mean? So anyways, I got some ideas for that. And then I also have just like general Q&A ideas as well, because sometimes when we do those, especially whenever the chefs are like recommending things, those seem to perform really well. People love the the personal recommendations, and these guys obviously have some level of expertise and know what they're talking about. So that's something that ends up doing quite well. I don't know if I said, but I am a freelance content creator. And then I also do social media management for some people. I'm not taking on new clients for social media management. My preference is content creation. I work with varying, like different types of clients, different types of businesses, but my main focus is hospitality. As you guys know, I have a background in hospitality. Like I worked in hospitality for ages, so it's a very natural transition, I just put bronzer on my eyes these days. It's funny, you can get these eyeshadow palettes. I don't even put bronzer on my face. I pretty much this is like a massive bronzer that I just use for my eyes, occasionally on my face, but I don't know, I'm not much of a bronzer girl. I'm definitely more of a blush kind of person. But yeah, I put bronzer and blush on my eyes instead of eyeshadow, typically. I enjoy these content days. It's always nice to get into the restaurant, get into the kitchen, see what they're up to. Sometimes we shoot fun reels as well, like funny trending style reels, but I typically don't do it all on the same day. I'll split that up and I'll do those reels like on a different day. And then on a day like today, I just focus on getting the kitchen content. So Otherwise, we just run out of time and it's too much. If anyone has any good recommendations for like really good basic eyeliner, I guess like a gel eyeliner, pencil, you know. Right now I'm using the Rare Beauty Perfect Strokes Long Wear Gel Eyeliner, True Brown. I'm liking brown eyeliner, and I do like this eyeliner. I find it lasts really well throughout the day, but I find applying is a little bit tricky. It kind of gets like stuck, kind of, you know, as you're applying it. It doesn't glide on that smooth, except for the very first time you buy it. So I always feel like I need to kind of wipe it off before I use it, just to like really get to the pigment. Good in the sense that it's long wearing, bad in the application process. So if you have something that does both really well, let me know.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight.
Did you do that back here or in there? In here?
Yeah, here.
Yep. The chefs are prepping away in the kitchen right now, and it's one of those things where you do the same thing for ages. They have to just, you know, peel a ton of apples or peel a ton of turnips or whatever it is. But yeah, it's interesting to get a glimpse into their day and capture some of the moments. So I'm just waiting now for them to do something new. Then we're going to plate up some dishes, and then I'm going to do the Q&A. One of the perks about doing content at the restaurant is that I get to make coffee every time I come in. So I get to have a delicious, you know, flat white or whatever. And then also I get staff food. So today we have chicken legs and some potatoes. The guys now are kind of finishing up their daily prep, and then they're going to be getting ready for service. So I'm going to have a little break, eat some food. I'm going to get outside for a short walk because it is so incredibly beautiful outside. And then I'm going to come back and they're going to plate up some of the dishes for me, and then we're going to do the Q&A. Okay, so I'm in St. Stephen's Green. I'm just taking a little break here before I go back to shoot more content. I heard somewhere that this is the first official day of spring, but I haven't actually looked it up yet to make sure it's true. But today is March 20th. And yeah, it is the most balmy, beautiful day. But yeah, if you're ever in Dublin, St. Stephen's Green is right in the city centre, and there's a lot of green space. It does get, it gets really busy, so there isn't as much space as like Phoenix Park. Phoenix Park is huge, but that's quite far. But it's really nice to see on a sunny day that like everyone's just out either sitting, reading a book or having their lunch or just, taking a little bit of time for themselves. It's very peaceful here and very beautiful. Okay, so I'm back home. I was supposed to have a fitness class this evening, but I missed it. We ended up running late shooting content, and it's my fault because I wasn't keeping track of the time. I just barely missed my class. It is, however, still a really nice evening out, so I want to get outside for a walk to make sure, that I just move my body a little bit. And then we're going to have to make dinner. I'm not totally sure what I'm going to make yet. I have a feeling, I think it would be nice to do like roasted potatoes and chicken thighs maybe, and then like some beetroot on the side. That's the direction I'm thinking of right now anyways, but we'll see if I go to the shop and if inspiration strikes elsewhere, then I might end up doing something else. But for now, that sounds pretty good. So I'm going to quickly get changed just into, something that's a little more comfortable for walking, get outside. I'll probably put a podcast on or something like that and just take a little bit of time for myself. I'm back from my little stroll and the shops. I am so hungry, so I'm hoping dinner is going to be really quick. I ended up getting a rotisserie chicken instead of chicken thighs because I went to Dunn's and they still had them and it was actually discounted just because, there was like 3 or 4 left and I guess, they're just trying to make sure they were sold. So I got a whole rotisserie chicken for €3.36. Absolutely buzzing with that because it also means I don't have to cook it. I got some rocket, or if you are in Canada or America, we call rocket arugula. 99¢ from Aldi. I got some Irish carved ham. Again, that was discounted. I'm going to use that up tomorrow for either lunch or breakfast. Not sure yet. Some cooked beetroot for tonight's vegetable side dish. Some feta. This feta is also from Aldi. All of this stuff is from Aldi, I should have said, and it is €1.09. I know that because I buy it all the time. The beetroot I think is 70¢. And then I got some gluten-free breakfast sausages. I'll probably have the breakfast sausages for breakfast tomorrow because I've got Pilates early. It's easy to just put the sausages in as soon as I wake up in the morning, stick them in the oven, and then I can have a couple before I go to Pilates. So yeah. I'm also decided I'm not going to do potatoes because again, I just want something that's quick and that's not a lot of work. I'm going to put some rice on instead. Rice is also really good for leftovers. I like to have rice for lunch or breakfast, the next day. So I'm going to stick some rice on and then I'm going to prep the vegetable side and the chicken. I'm tired. I don't know how, it'll be interesting to see how well my brain works here. Am I presenting because I'm getting pretty tired, but we'll get through it. Side dish is red pepper, red onion, beetroot, a bit of garlic, and probably some dill as well. I find dill is quite nice with something like this, and feta. I'm going to just saute it all together in a pan. You could probably do something similar as a salad, and I bet that would be quite nice, but I did something like this recently, like cooked like this, sauteed, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm just gonna do it again. My updates for you guys. Last night, we went to see the film Anora. I know I mentioned it in my monthly reset video, that was a film that I wanted to see. And to be honest, the concept wasn't really something that interested me, but because they cleaned up at the Oscars this year, the Academy Awards, I thought like, oh, this film must be worth seeing. Like, we should go check it out, you know, because we've got that cinema pass. So it feels kind of like the stakes aren't so high to go and see a film because we're not paying for it individually every time. We pay 15 euros a month and then you can see every film that comes out once. So yeah, Steve and I both weren't really particularly interested in the concept, but because they won Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Director, I think. I'm pretty sure all of these, this is true. I think it was Best Screenplay and Best Editing. It was a huge achievement for the director because he won, like I think he ended up taking home 4 Oscars or something like that. It was like the first time that had happened individually on one night. Anyways, I didn't think it was all that. Again, if you enjoyed it, if I ever say that I don't like something, please don't take it personally. These are all just personal preferences, and I can totally appreciate and respect if you enjoyed something. And I really am always really happy for people if you found something you enjoyed. But for me personally, the film was just way too long for the story that it was. I thought it really kind of dragged out and not much happened. It was very predictable. You know, what ended up happening, you could have predicted happening within the first scene sort of thing. Like, it was so obvious what was going to go down. And the main thing though is that it just didn't really make me feel much. You know, I didn't really feel very convicted. I didn't feel particularly attached to the characters. The topics that they were discussing are very difficult, and I can appreciate that. And it's not about that. That's not why I didn't enjoy the film. It wasn't because of the topic. It was just because, you know, sometimes the story just sort of falls flat. Like, I didn't think that the screenplay was that good, personally. Again, not that, like, I know what good is. Obviously, I don't, considering they won so many awards. But it just certainly was not in my top films that I've seen recently. I really much more enjoyed The Brutalist and A Real Pain. Those are the 2 Oscar films that I saw that I really loved this year. I've seen some other films too, and like I said, I just go based off of does it make me feel something? Does it make me feel joy or happiness? Does it make me laugh? Does it make me cry? And I mean, I'm moved pretty easily. It doesn't take a lot. But like the most poignant and impactful moment was, in my opinion, like the last scene. Like, that's when I actually felt something. They said that it was a comedy drama, but I didn't think it was that funny and I didn't think it was that dramatic. So it was just kind of like in between. Yeah, I just wouldn't be rushing to recommend it personally. It wasn't my favorite. That's all. One of the reasons I'm so tired today is because we went to see this film last night and it was late. It was, you know, start time was 8:20, so by the time the film actually starts, it's gonna be later than that. And then the run time for it was 2 hours and 20 minutes. I think it could have been done in an hour and a half, but it was 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So I didn't get to bed until like midnight, really. And then I just had a really restless sleep after that. So that's probably why I'm so tired today, but oh well. For positive news, because I never like to, it's one of those things, I don't like to talk about things if I didn't really like them. I don't want it to be negative. I'm certainly not someone who likes to, you know, be super critical of something or whatever. So to talk about something that I have been really enjoying lately though is I got Disney Plus, because Disney Plus has an offer on right now. It's like €2 a month for 3 or 4 months. And then it increases to whatever the monthly rate is. I don't know if it's like 8 or 9 euros. So because I have Disney Plus now and have a VPN, I have access to Dancing with the Stars, the American version of Dancing with the Stars. And I like Dancing with the Stars because it is such a feel-good, positive show. Everyone, it's just, yeah, it's really happy. It's really happy, really positive, and I enjoy it. That's something that makes me feel something. I don't know, it just makes me happy to watch it, and it definitely can make you emotional as well. Like, it's really easy to tear up in something like that. And yeah, so I'm watching the most recent season. I know that it's wrapped, you know, it was filmed last year, probably in the fall, leading up to Christmas. But this is my first time watching it, and I have stayed off of, you know, social media and Google and everything, so I don't know who's in the finals or who won yet. But it's a pretty good season. I really liked the previous season with Val, and I can't think of the girl's name who actually won. I know she was like a Marvel star, but man, she was so good. I was so entertained that season. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I've been watching Dancing with the Stars just, you know, on my laptop in the evenings, and it's been very nice. I just changed my clothes quickly because I didn't want those other clothes to smell like onions or, you know, cooking smells, because I'll probably wear that sweater to Pilates tomorrow. So I'm just in house clothes now. I'm sure you guys don't mind. We're all friends here.
I found them on TikTok and where else? Probably just social media.
End off the vlog here. Finally gonna dig in. I'm starving. It's late. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. I am excited to dig into this food. I'm really looking forward to it. So I've got the beetroot medley, let's call it, vegetable medley. So it was red peppers, beetroot, red onion, feta cheese, and dill, and a little bit of garlic. Oh, and then the dry herbs that I put in it was oregano and thyme. Some rice, and then I just tried making a bit of like a yogurt and herb dip. So I used 1 clove of garlic, like a small clove of garlic, And then I covered the garlic in lemon juice, let that sit for a minute, and then I put the herbs in. So I had in the fridge mint, dill, and coriander or cilantro. So I put that in, and then just some yogurt. I'm having that with the chicken because the rotisserie chicken always needs a little bit of something. And this meal, I didn't feel like having gravy. I wanted something a little more fresh. So we'll see how it goes. Steve makes a really nice tzatziki, but I just didn't have it in me to make that tonight. So I went more simple and had a herb dip instead. I hope you enjoyed this day in my life vlog. It was a little bit different and it was a bit of a hectic day for me. I tried my best to bring you along as much as I could. This is definitely a learning process for me. You know, as I go, you kind of realize what you need to plan for. You know what I mean? I learned something after every video anyways. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you so much. It means the world to me that you stuck around and got here right to the end with me. Let me know what you want to see from me next. And as always, thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you soon.